God. Syphon Filter.
Yes, it's quite remarkable. A virus genetically programmable to eliminate anyone or anything. Imagine a weapon that could target specific demographics, ethnic groups, that could wipe out whole continents, except for those chosen to survive.
It sure is quite remarkable. This is Syphon Filter for the original PlayStation, the first non-retro Rocky Gamers review, if you can call it that. Personally, I don't see the PlayStation as a retro gaming system, but you're welcome to disagree with me if you wish.
I've got the first firing code. As soon as I get the rest, I'll be heading up to the radar tower on the roof. Stand by.
I'm intercepting more radio traffic. They're starting to patrol the perimeter. If they spot me, I'll have to dust off.
Copy.
I will begin by saying yes, there are only a few noticeable bugs in this game which can only be reproduced on random occasions, but for the original PlayStation, with relatively good graphics, at least in my opinion, that is acceptable. Obviously it looks dated today graphically, but they were pretty awesome at the time. Of course, the main graphical improvements came in Syphon Filter 3, which was also available for the PlayStation. It also continued the ongoing storyline from Syphon Filter 2, which went from the original Syphon Filter game we're looking at now. The series then continued to the Omega strain for the PlayStation 2, which introduced a new style of gameplay along with online gameplay, and then Dark Mirror followed by Logan's Shadow for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable. And of course we have Combat Ops online gameplay on the PlayStation Network Collection as well. Nonetheless, this is probably my most favourite game of the series, and we'll also be looking at the other titles in the future. I think I can easily summarise this game. Basically you're playing as an agency operative whose main mission is to stop an international terrorist, Eric Romer, from blowing up the DC subway lines. This then links onto a whole new mission where a leak is actually discovered in the agency and Gabe Logan is sent to investigate. The end of this game immediately sets us up for the next game in the series, Syphon Filter 2. I think it's fair I don't say anything about the main plot, but it's an interesting story you have to play through yourself to fully understand it. Syphon Filter isn't really a game you can compare with first-person shooters like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty, but I do know Modern Warfare 2 has a third-person element to it. But for the most part, Syphon Filter is a third-person shooter with a first-person manual aiming mode. The other big difference which separates this game from the others is it's not really a war zone, so you don't hear gunfire all the time, especially not in stealth missions.
I've planted the first explosive.
In fact, this game is set long after World War I, long after World War II. It's set in the 1980s, running to the 1990s. Gameplay is something which really matters in a game like this, as you noticed already. It's mixed here between stealth and action. There are also parts in the game where you can choose whether to be quiet or not, and a mission where being quiet isn't exactly necessary, but if you decide to go all out loud, then be prepared for a tough, long fight. Each weapon in the game has their own attributes as you'd expect, so some are weaker than others, but sometimes the weaker choices are the better option depending on your mission objectives and parameters.
We on. I've triggered the timer and disabled the radar. I'm ready for pickup.
I read you. ETA 4. No, stop! No! Ah!
Dump her body.
Leon?
Rip out all of these controls.
Leon!
Logan, I'm afraid she won't be giving you a ride.
Romer.
But don't worry. I was kind enough to send one of my choppers.
The bosses in this game are actually quite challenging if you don't know what you're doing, and some do rely on strategy to get through without getting hit. One wrong move on this helicopter fight and you will regret it. There are flak jackets and additional ammo lying around, but it's all about timing. When do you collect them? Of course, the simple answer is when the helicopter is not in your sight, but it doesn't stay out of your sight for long obviously, and it's up to you to plan your next attack. Which side will it appear next?
Where are you, Logan?
This game also has a hard mode which, believe it or not, is actually activated only by a cheat. Put that in double quotes if you must. Even though it's classed as a cheat, it does do what it says on the tin, and the game is in fact harder than normal difficulty, as you'd expect.
Quit, Logan.
There's nowhere to run.
You aren't really offered any rewards for playing in hard difficulty until Syphon Filter 2, where you unlock the additional movies, but at least you have the satisfaction of saying, I mastered Syphon Filter. I wouldn't go as far as saying I've mastered it personally though, that's for sure, but it is one of my favourite PlayStation titles.
Gabe, are you alright?
He's finished, Leon. Get CBDC in here. Tell Benton I need an evac.
Copy that. You're on top of the lobby now, but I can't find anything in the blueprints that show a way down.
I'll improvise.
Hey, another thing I love about this game are the cinematics it offers. A lot of the cutscenes are representative of what you see in a movie, from what is displayed on screen to the sound we're hearing. Of course, we also have the combination of diegetic and non-diegetic sounds, and soundtracks in this game are generally awesome and certainly represent the area and situation you're in.
Leon, tell CBDC Command that I freed the hostages. I'm back on task.
Copy. I'll let him know.
These are the coordinates Ellis sent.
Over there.
It's Ellis. Executed. Leon, you find anything?
The place is torched. I don't know what they were growing, but it wasn't narcotics.
Romer.
Damn you, Logan.
Hey, if you love spy games, then check this one out, because that's really what this game is.
Where's Romer? Where are the other bombs?
You're too late, Logan.
We'll see.